The UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities recognizes the right of people with disabilities to found a family. Article 23 specifically states that persons with disabilities have the right to marry and to found a family, and they also have a right to decide on the number and spacing of their children. This means that individuals with disabilities should not face discrimination or barriers when it comes to starting a family. They should have equal access to reproductive health care, social support, and other resources necessary to build and maintain a family. Here are some of the personal experiences of persons with disabilities in their area of marriage.
I am Robina Nakanwaji Alambuya. We've been married for now 34 years, and we have been graced to have 5 children, though one rested. I am a woman that experienced psychosocial disabilities since my adolescent age in high school.
My name's Daniel Igamwesigwa. You can add on doctor. I'm a person with a lived experience of psychosocial disability since 1976, when I was just 13 years of age.
I am Angela Nsimbi. I'm a mental health activist and an author. I'm one of the co-founders of My Story Initiative. And I have a lived experience regarding mental health challenges.
I'm a Latif. Kanzwirira mu district ya Ikalira nga mwentia mtauni kanso nkola wa businessman era nga ni musaiza mfumbo era kuna bana babiri.
I'm Irene Isiko Mrs. I'm a teacher by profession, a secondary school teacher by profession. I am a farmer by practice.
Emmanuel Waswa Mwebaze Ziritugata. I'm a person with psychosocial disabilities. Currently, I'm at Katogo Primary School, heading the Department of Special Needs.
I'm glad to have had the opportunity to enter marriage as my own choice and to identify somebody. It was a natural flow from my heart, and I said, I think this is the right person for me to trust my life and we be able to enter marriage. So in 1990, we were able to enter a marriage covenant through church. So I'm glad to be here today to talk on issues about marriage, especially for persons that have walked a life journey with psychosocial disabilities. When I reached that age of beginning to think about marriage, how will my marriage be, whom will I marry, which man or gentleman will be able to really understand me and understand the issues that my family members experience. So I used to think, which kind of gentleman will be able to understand the situation and really take me up and accept to live with me and to allow me to continue being a support to my family members. I was able to identify the person that I felt that my heart now was drawn to him fully. I think that's what I called falling in love. I really fell in love with this gentleman. I'd never fallen in love with anyone like that. Then I knew, this is the person that my heart has connected with. And when I shared with him about what we go through as a family, he was willing. He said, no, that is understandable. I'm willing because I love you.
Society has it that at least you should found a family, you should get married, or you should marry. And therefore, on equal basis with others, I also felt I'm obligated to do that.
Like any young person will meet somebody, you date for some time, and then a proposal happens. Yeah, it wasn't a challenge.
Ngazo nali mukosefu ku bwongo nakibwaine nga kintu kya mugaso ino okuba ne famire munsi yena ninkirowooza ku Katonda nampa amagezi otoluwaidye mbu osuna omukali ate tomala gasuna busoni aye olina osooka okulingirira ku qualities gy'omuntu gy'olukwaba kusuna kwaba okukuuma mu mbeera gyo gy'olimu. Era zena nigumiikirizya nsooka ninkigumira onalingirira qualities omuntu gye ndi kutaka osuna era zena ninkola ki nimba n'omunangi nabitiiremuku nimukobera nti muna ntuukanira ekiseera ky'okola ki ky'okusuna omukali. Era oweyabaire awo naikiri nimuwairaku tuukanira okola osuna omukali yena nakikola ki yena nangumya era zena nimba muguma nankoba ati kisayi noba ki omusaiza mufumbo.
It was hard to accept, and the question was, who will go with you? Hallelujah. The names they could relate with us, Zonto, many names. Who can move with that person?
In this marriage journey, I would first and foremost thank my wife, because I didn't hide my disability, because I knew anything would happen along the journey, and it will be a very big problem if I hid it. So I was, during courtship, it was hard to declare, but I brought it as a testimony that God has done this for me and this and that, and she came to learn about it. So actually there was some barriers, some resistance from the elder brothers. One of them said, but do you know the history of that young man? He said, yes, I know, but I'm willing to support him. And that was great love. So I really give credit to her for that, for accepting me as I am. Then the church, before we got married, we had 3 months of counseling, and that was great. Our pastor by then was Pastor Clement Tibarokoka. He passed us through a number of walks of life, which information has helped us to move properly in our marriages. Things about relatives, how to deal with them, things about money, finances, because these are the issues which break marriages.
Deliverance Church Uganda, as a ministry, have been very supportive to us and our marriage journey. Right from the beginning, both our families, my parents, my sisters and brothers, sometimes they would come in. Whenever they have time, they would just come in to just support me practically, especially the times when I've been in a crisis. But they accepted me the way I am. They have been with me in times of strength, when we are happy and joyful, and also in times of crisis. They have been there to support me and to support our children.
One of them passed away. That's a sister of mine. It's a big sister. She passed away about, now it will be 7 years ago. God rest her soul. Then another person who has been really helpful, because I'm a church girl, of course now I'll say church woman, but also my pastors have been very helpful. Yeah, because when I get challenges, I can go for counseling. And then obviously along the journey, I've also had a therapist, a marriage counselor, who has helped me on that journey. And also at the end of the day, because marriage takes two. So yeah, we are still walking this journey.
Apart from the family members, then I can appreciate also the church members. my pastor was there to stand with me. The friend of my wife, they were there to support me. Even up to now, I mean, they support and they accepted me as I am, which also motivated my wife to get the trust in me that yes, that challenge is there, but we can continue life.
My fears were about this being stable in the marriage. That has been a fear. But as you grow older, there's a certain confidence you get, and you realize that, you know what, you can't be superwoman, but what's important is that enjoy the moment and be present in that moment. In marriage, I think another thing that is key is maybe the safety of my children. That is another thing, because one thing, I guess that's why I made the decisions I had to make concerning my marriage, but most importantly concerning my health, because I realized the fear I had, especially after the diagnosis. I said, now, I don't want to be that mother who is like an invalid. No. I don't want to be that mother where my children are the ones now mothering me and nurturing me, and they're always worried about me. So I realized I need to get my life back. Yes, those moments where I have been weak have been there, and I have had to speak to my children openly about it. And so they are aware. It's not like it's a secret. But also I had to realize that, you know what, Angela, learn to take care of yourself. Learn to slow down.
The fears began before, because it took me time, because I was fearing how could I first of all declare, and if I declared, would my fiancé accept me as I am? They were very challenging. The fear was finance. It was, you know, God does things differently. I got married when I had just lost a major job. And that's when she said yes. So now, as a man, of course, the pastor told us about a joint account. And I said, but I call her Fina, my queen. Now, how can I be signatory to an account where I don't deposit? I don't want to control that account because I'm not depositing anything. But I know you love me and I have ideas. I can bring the ideas on the table and you finance and we move on.
Buzibu nasinga kwagana nga ndi kumira amakerena nga kimanda okulya ino n'okunwa ino. Kinasooka nindagana nga kyali ekizibu eri famire yange. Kubanga olw'amakerenda ganaliimira nga kinkataako n'obwire n'enda okulya. Aye nga nsooka oli obukalubibuuko bw'omukyalo banje mu ntamu mwene okutoola emmere ndi obwire ng'omuntu omufumbo. Kuba nali ntegeera bulungi aye ng'endala embisa bubi. Kintu ekyo kyantwalira ibbanka paka bwe nakinola omusawo yayita omukyala wange yamwinonola n'asobola okutandika okuliira mu bwire era kyatubanda n'agula food flask nga nsobola okuliira buli wenenda kuba kyali nkatawo nga luvannyuma lwa ssaawa 4 ndina okwenda okulya.
Nga baako ekisooka nga bakoba ati okwakubusobola era okwakubaawo otya n'omukali nga wooli otyo. N'ekindi obuzibu bubbaawo bwa ssente. Buti obula ssente obula wookola okwakusuna alina ssente giri kwaba okolaki okuyamba mu bufumbo bwo. Ku mbeera y'abamikwano abandi baagotaku.
The most fear was marrying when I was still renting. It was a great fear in me. By God's mercy, before marriage, I got a plot and I built. Then another fear that if I get a spouse, will I be able to cater for the family, to meet all the needs of the family, more especially during depression.
I went and got one Frisian cow. By the time I got this challenge, I was already having a dairy cow at home. So when I got this one, they became two, and I knew that with one dairy cow, I can go through half the year. And when that one conceives and is almost stopping to give me milk, the other one will give me a baby, and I will be able to go through the other half of the year. I will have a source of income. So I started on dairy farming, and God has been gracious. These animals have been growing. Up to last year, we were now having 10. We introduced goat farming. So we have been doing that. When our goats come up to around 50, we sell them and go back to around 20 and then come again.
I was able to beat the mindset of communities where they think that we cannot have stable marriages. They think, in their mindsets, they think we are disorganized, we are dangerous at times, and all that. But those are stereotypes and negative attitudes. We bought land, now we are farming and doing a lot of work. We have also built our home where we feel we should retire.
I was gifted to be a mother because motherhood is a gift, and we've been able to raise them together with my husband, taking on leadership positions right from the local communities. I've been entrusted with leadership at national level. I've also at different times taken on leadership with different organizations, and at regional level, as a married woman, a mother, and a woman with psychosocial disabilities, I was entrusted to lead.
I'm a journalist professionally. I love writing. I love expressing myself in writing. So I'm an author of 2 books so far and still counting. I've written my own recovery journey. I've written, it's called Breaking Free, the book I've written, the first one. The second one I've written is Balm for the Mind, Arise and Shine. And it's a devotional with the Bible lessons. I have developed a resource in another organization, which is called the Mental Health Guide. That resource is to help people get help for themselves. But I have to thank God for my children. Yeah, because they are lovely children. They are such a big blessing. They make life worth living. Another initiative that I started is the Ketura Mental Health Awards. So it's a platform to help people get help, have mental health conversations, but also celebrate people who are impacting in society in the mental health space.
I normally discuss with my wife. I say, before you came in, my house was not plastered. My house had no electricity. I had no tap water. But when you came in, I don't know how God provided. We were able to plaster our house inside. We were able to install electricity. We were able to install also tap water. God enabled us to get also the transport, the motorcycle, which we use to move here and there. Before marriage, I was so thin, I was so small. But after marriage, everybody says, Emma, what are you eating nowadays? I mean, it gave me comfort in my life.
Give it time. The moment when you feel your life, you begin feeling you desire to relate and you desire to enter marriage. It is possible to marry. It is possible to work out like other people work out their marriages.
Marriage is an institution where you qualify before learning.
So the kind of advice I would give people is that if you want to get married, one, know that it is for the long haul. You haven't just come for a vacation. It's for the long haul. That is one, especially these days. And also to be open about it, that person who wants to marry you or you want to get married to, be clear from the beginning that, you know what, I actually have this challenge. Now that you show interest in me that way, I thought you need to know, because it's also fair that the person knows.
Don't fear to declare. Somebody who doesn't love you, once you declare, will go away, and you just give thanks, because that person would have been a problem to you.
Failure to get a person who understands you will bring more stress and causing more mental health challenge.
Okusookera irala nti kyano ekyo nibafumbirwe aye mu bufumbo mulimu disappointment seera kale bakeyateeka betaaga okumanya ino omuntu oyo.
I encourage them that it has to be your own choice, not something you are pushed in for some reason.
But people who are loving, they are there and they will accept you as you are. And marriage is fulfilling, because sometimes we make fun, sometimes we joke, and none of our children has got that challenge.
Marriage is good so long as you have got a person who understands you.
I recommend people to have also wellness plans, wellness recovery action plans, because that way you're preparing in advance that in case I have an emergency, this is, you state in that recovery plan, this is where I want to go. This is the doctor I would want, because when it is an emergency, you'll not be able to talk about it.
I would encourage persons with sexual disabilities, still if it is their choice, to connect with organizations of persons with psychosocial disabilities where they can keep getting consistent support as they walk the different journeys of life.